All right, Act 2, Scene 3, knocking within. Enter a porter. Porter, here's a knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Hellgate, he should have old turning the key. Knock, 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 knock. Who's there? I, the name of Beelzebub. Here's a farmer that hanged himself on the expectation of plenty. Come in time, have napkins enough about you. Here you'll sweat for it. Knock, 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 knock. Who's there? In the other devil's name, Faith. Here's an equivocator that could swear on both the scales against either scale, who committed treason enough for God's sake, yet could not equivocate to heaven. Oh, come in, equivocator. Knock, 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 knock. Who's there? Faith. Here's an English tailor, come hither for stealing out of a French hose. Come in, tailor. Here you may roast your goose. Knock, knock, knock. Never act quiet. What are you? But this place is too cold for hell. I'll devil porter it no further. I had thought to have let in some of all professions that go the primrose way to the everlasting bonfire. Knock. Anon, anon. The porter opens the door to MACBETH and Lennox. I pray you, remember the porter. MACBETH. Was it so late, friend? You went to bed that you do lie so late. Porter. Faith, sir, we were carousing to the second cock, and drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things. MACBETH. What three things does drink especially provoke? Porter. Marry, sir, nose painting, sleep and urine, lechery, sir. It provokes and unprovokes. It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance. Therefore, much drink may be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him and it mars him. It sets him on and it takes him off. It persuades him and disheartens him, makes him stand to and not stand to. In conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep, and giving him the lie, leaves him. MACBETH. I believe drink gave thee the lie last night. Porter. That it did, sir. I, tith very throat on me. I the very throat on me. But I requited him for his lie, and I think being too strong for him, though he took up my legs sometime, yet I made a shift to cast him. MACBETH. Is thy master stirring? Enter MACBETH. Our knocking has awaked him. Here he comes. Porter exits. Lennox. Good morrow, noble sir. MACBETH. Good morrow, both. MACBETH. Is the king stirring, worthy thane? MACBETH. Not yet. MACBETH. He did command me to call timely on him. I have almost slipped the hour. MACBETH. I'll bring you to him. MACBETH. I know this is a joyful trouble to you, but yet this one's. MACBETH. The labor we delight in physics pain. This is the door. MACBETH. I'll make so bold to call, for 'tis my limited service. MACBETH exits. Lennox. Goes the king hence today? MACBETH. He did appoint so. Lennox. The night has been unruly. Where we lay, our chimneys were blown down, and, as they say, lamentings heard high the air, strange screams of death, and prophesying with accents, with a sense terrible of dire combustion, confused events, new hatched to the woeful time. The obscure bird clamored the livelong night. Some say the earth was feverous and did shake. MACBETH. 'Twas a rough night. Lennox. My young remembrance cannot parallel a fellow to it. Enter MACBETH. Oh, horror, horror, horror! Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee. MACBETH and Lennox. What's the matter? MACBETH. Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke ope the Lord's anointed temple, and stole thence the life of the building. MACBETH. What is it you say, the life? Lennox. Mean you his majesty? MACBETH. Approach the chamber and destroy your sight with a new gorgon. Do not bid me speak. See and then speak yourselves. MACBETH and Lennox exit. Awake, awake, ring the alarm bell. Murder and treason, Banquo and Donalbain. Malcolm, awake. Shake off this downy sleep, death's counterfeit, and look on death itself. Up, up, and see the great doom's image. Malcolm, Banquo, as from your graves rise up and walk like sprites to countenance this horror. Ring the bell. Bell rings. Enter Lady MACBETH. Lady MACBETH. What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak, speak. MACBETH. Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear when murder as it fell. Enter Banquo. Oh, Banquo, Banquo, our royal master's murdered. Lady MACBETH. Woe, alas, what, in our house? Banquo. Too cruel anywhere. Dear dove, I prithee, contradict thyself and say it is not so. See, hold on. Just want to make sure. Enter Macbeth, Lennox, and Ross. Macbeth, had I but died an hour before this chance, had I lived the blessed time, for from this instant there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys, renown and grace is dead. The wine of life is drawn, and the mere lees is left this vault to brag of. Enter Malcolm and Donalbain. Donalbain, what is amiss? Macbeth, you are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your blood is stopped. The very source of it is stopped. I think that's his dad. Macduff, your royal father is murdered. Malcolm, oh, by whom? Lennox, those of his chamber, as it seemed, had done it. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood. So were their daggers, which unwiped we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them. Macbeth, oh yeah, I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them. Macduff, wherefore did you so? Macbeth, who can be wise, amazed, temperate, and furious, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. The expedition of my violent love outrun the pause of reason. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature for ruin's wasteful entrance. There the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make his love known? Lady Macbeth, howl me hence, ho. Macduff, look to the lady. Malcolm, aside to Donalbain, why do we hold our tongues, that most may claim this argument for ours? Donalbain, aside to Malcolm, what should be spoken here? Where our fate, hid in an auger hole, may rush and seize us. Let's away, our tears are not yet brewed. Malcolm, aside to Donalbain, nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion. Banquo, look to the lady. Lady Macbeth is assisted to leave. Lady Macbeth is assisted to leave. And when we have our naked frailties hid, that suffering exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us, in the great hand of God I stand, and thence against the undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice. Macduff, and so do I. All. Macbeth, let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together. All, well contented. All but Malcolm and Donalbain exit. Malcolm, what will you do? Let's not consort with them. To show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. Isle to England. Donalbain, to Ireland our separated fortune shall keep us both the safer. Where we are, there's daggers and men's smiles, the nearer bloody. Malcolm, this murderous shaft that shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim, therefore to horse, and let us not be dainty of leave, taking but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left. They exit. I think Donalbain and Malcolm are his name Donald, the one that was the king of the one that they murdered, the one that actually Macbeth murdered with his wife for a reason I have no idea why, because they were making him king or something. But anyway, so that was the end of Act 2, Scene 3.